San Gabriel, core porta l'annunciata, des nostras redassa, astarum vos prenata, io liata, tua vossa quara serventa, frate decadata, parafaloque va, deserem l'adol, cantarem appagia, io liata, las Pasquas, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria. Ah, questa cassara sta imparata castravat. No homo cosa te casa, no homo te compliment. Ah, questa cassara sta imparata castravat. San homo cosa te casa, san homo te compliment. No homo te compliment, no homo te compliment.
Switch it. Boy.
Háblame de dinero, soy tremendo negocio, 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 háblame de dinero, soy tremendo de dinero, soy tremendo de dinero, soy tremendo negocio, háblame de dinero, soy tremendo de dinero, soy tremendo de dinero, soy tremendo negocio, háblame.
Switch it. Boy.
Es el tiempo para empezar mi plan. Finalmente tengo la oportunidad. Tengo fe en mi habilidad. No puedo esperar a mi futuro ya. El tiempo es ahora, no voy a fallar. Tengo la mente de un combatiente. Soy mejor de la gente. Yeah, yeah. No voy a ser dependiente. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. Siempre voy a ser fácil, independiente. Siempre voy a ser fácil, independiente. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. Camino todo el día con mi juventud. Libre fantasía será realidad. Tengo tiempo para jugar. No puedo esperar a mi futuro ya. El tiempo es ahora, no voy a fallar. Tengo la mente de un combatiente. No voy a ser dependiente. Yeah, yeah. Soy mejor de la gente. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. Siempre voy a ser fácil, independiente. Siempre voy a ser fácil, independiente. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. Cantamos, dame, 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 dame. Cantamos, dame, 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 dame. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. El futuro será mejor porque no soy un perdedor. Dame, dame, dame.
Oh, I am Angela Ortegus Saxon, a Minorcan descended from many Minorcan families. This house that we are presently in has been restored. It was built in 1942 for my parents' wedding. The 3 previous houses that were on this property were destroyed by fire. The first house that was built was just a little cabin where my ancestor Andres Pacetti came and settled this area and built a little cabin before he built a 2-story house for his ever-growing family of 13 children. And we believe it was established in 1797 or as late as 1807. We have several dates for that. So we call this the Pacetti donation. It was a Spanish land grant, and we believe he was the first European to come to this area and settle. After he settled, his children received land from him and through other means, and settled up and down this road, which you see, Pacetti Road, which is named after the family. Also, Pacetti Bay Middle School is named after the family, Pacetti Bay, and some other areas that are located in this area have the Pacetti name. The Minorcans were made up of several ethnicities: the Greeks, the Spanish, the people from Minorca, and the people who came from Italy, one of whom was my ancestor, Andres Pacetti. Now, when Andres Pacetti came to St. Augustine, he, after the indenture in New Smyrna, he became, I believe it's listed, a wig maker and then a farmer. So we're not quite sure, but we think that he probably did anything that he could to earn a living. And he quickly progressed in status, economically and socially, and his son was the one who received the land grant here and prospered. After him was Domingo. Domingo lived in a very tumultuous time. He was in the Civil War. There are stories of him escaping from the Union soldiers. By one time he jumped in a large cradle. The cradles in those days were about 6 feet long because children stayed in them until they were older than children do now. And so he jumped in a cradle, and his wife, Antonia Hernandez, said that the only thing you could see was a lock of his very dark hair. And he was very tall. He was over 6 feet tall. And so she threw the laundry on top of him. The famous words were, "Quick, Domingo, in the cradle." And so in he went, and she covered him up. And she said that the soldiers were going through the house, opening doors. The cradle was rocking. She thought he would fall out, but he didn't, and he was safe. Another time, they came to raid the homestead, and they took all of the meat in the smokehouse. They took all the crops that were ready to be harvested, took livestock, and he woke up and whistled to his horse, who came to below the 2-story window where he was in the bedroom. He jumped on the horse and escaped in his long underwear. So I have to think that he was a pretty, versatile kind of person to be a farmer, a rancher, a soldier, all the things that he did. This is General Joseph Hernandez. He was Antonia's grandfather, and he was the first representative to Congress, the first Hispanic representative to Congress from Florida. He was a second-generation Minorcan, and he was a totally upwardly mobile man. He had vast plantations, thousands and thousands of acres of land, and he was the, I'm trying to think of his exact rank, head of the American forces in Florida during the Seminole Wars. It was by his order, and we're not particularly proud of this, but it was his job to do this. He gave the order to capture Chief Osceola, and we're very sad that Chief Osceola was captured, but this is the man who gave the order to do that.